Yeah,
I would say
Monette.
so.
I misspelled her name, or I mispronounced her
he
name
did it
when I
wrong
met her
too.
I said Manette.
Monette?
Manette. Oh, did I say Manette?
No, I think you said Monet, or you said something really, really off.
Probably Todd.
Yeah, maybe.
You like Monet?
I mean, I do. It's just not my name.
Have you ever met a Monet?
No.
Ah,
Would you
haven't,
ever
actually.
name our kids Monet?
No.
Not even Monet Jr.
or Monet, 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 Monet. If you get 4, you could sing that every breakfast. Be like, Monet, 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 Monet. It's breakfast time.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about later, I really want to get, is your perspective on our breakup, because people only know our sides of the story, like how we suck at communicating, but you were in the middle of all of it,
I was.
and you hated us,
I did.
and we were so annoying because all we did was just you just felt everything.
You
So
were,
we're
yeah.
gonna talk about that later, and I
I'm
wanna
excited
know.
to hear it. I've never heard it. I don't know.
Yeah, we never talked about
I
this.
don't know what was going on that side, because we didn't really talk. So
Yeah.
like, I didn't know what your significant other thought about the situation.
I just know that she said, "Don't do it, don't do it." I'm like, "No,
Oh,
I'll do
really?
it."
Yeah, I didn't want you guys to break up. I was like
What?
very against it.
Mm.
Oh, we're gonna get
Yeah.
into that for sure.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how you guys met. You guys were friends for a long time before
We
you started
were,
even
babe.
dating.
Like how long? 2000.
We met
Like 10 years?
2013. Whoa, not 13. That's when we started dating.
Oh.
We met
Wait, when did we meet?
2007.
We were already doing YouTube.
Yes, we were already doing
Okay.
YouTube. We met at a youth
A youth conference. Yeah.
and then I saw her. I was like, oh, then forgot about her because she was talking to someone else. I was talking to someone else, right?
Oh, how are you not
Yeah.
thinking about your future husband?
How you
Well,
not thinking about
I
your-
liked him actually. He didn't like me back because he was with someone else though.
Oh,
So yeah,
hot dog.
messed up.
That's sorry. I didn't think about my
I got
future
rejected.
wife. I didn't know. I really didn't know. But we stayed friends for a long time, and it wasn't until college that we really connected, because we had mutual friends in Florida, and I
Yeah.
would just visit mutual friends, and she was there all the time. And I was like, oh, it's Monet. What's up, girl?
Yeah, yeah, that's what he did.
Wait, so you guys knew each other for how long before?
Dating?
Mm-hmm.
That was like what 2007, right?
2000s. We met 2007. We started dating 2013. So 6 years.
Okay, but how did that start? Like, did you guys start like texting, or were you like, hey, let's go on a date?
No, well, I was a junior in college.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was spring break, and all the friends from Florida decided to take a spring break trip to North Carolina.
Oh, usually it's the reverse of that.
Yeah.
Usually we go there.
Yeah, it was a weird choice for a spring break, but I think we were all just like so close. And our friend Pat and you guys were like best friends at the time, so they like kind of initiated it. So we all went.
Mhm.
So fun though.
Yep. And yeah, ever since then we clicked, and then we Skyped.
Mhm. Oh, so it
Yeah.
was long distance a little bit first.
It was long distance for a very long time.
And how'd the first date happen? You flew there? Or
The
you
first date happened?
Yeah, first date.
No, what happened was
I don't even know if we had a real first date.
we did.
Did
It's
we?
a Korean restaurant in Gainesville, Florida. It's
Oh yeah.
very mid. But what happened was, I think you were sad because you had a bad grade
Yeah, I
on
got
an
like
exam.
a C on an exam. I was so sad.
I was like, what? So she told me that in the morning. I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna fly there today.
What?
Yeah.
So I booked a flight and I flew
That
straight
same day.
The same day. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
are you
Yeah.
okay? I'm sorry you got a bad grade, but I'm here now.
And she
Yeah.
said, I'm good. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head back.
Exactly. I went straight home.
And then you went to go eat. Were you nervous? No, you guys are already Skyping and talking by that time. So you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
weren't
Were we
nervous.
Yeah.
dating?
I don't know.
I feel like if you
What?
don't go
I
on a
don't think we
date, it
dated
can't
yet.
count. Yeah.
No, we
But-
weren't
but-
dating right
No,
away.
we
Yeah.
weren't. We weren't dating. She just had a bad grade, and it was a good excuse for me to fly the same day.
Nice.
He was like packing his stuff like on the phone as I'm like really upset. He's
Girl,
like, "Oh, I
was
just bought a
simping
flight."
for you.
He was.
Any
He was.
excuse.
He
Like, oh
was.
no, you bumped your knee on the side of the kitchen table and you got bruised. I'm flying.
Yeah.
Any
That's-
excuse.
Good thing it was only like an hour and a half flight.
Yeah, it was a lot
very quick.
closer.
Yeah. So I think that's
Aw.
what happened. And then I think ever since then we started clicking, and then eventually I asked her to be my girlfriend, sorry.
Oh.
And then Monette's very opposite from me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I'm just like outgoing, loud.
Yeah.
And she's just more like chill, more practical, a lot more intelligent than I am.
I just don't really. I'm not as. You're like a golden retriever, and I feel like I'm like a black cat. I just don't even want to be social. I'm like so closed off.
No, I love that so much about you.
Oh, thank you.
I really do.
You remind me of your parents.
What?
I don't know. If that's weird. Like,
What?
you're just like your dad, and you're similar. You remind me of Grace.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people marry like who their parents are. Is
Yeah.
that a thing? Like
I heard that.
guys marry what their mom's
Yep,
personalities are
yep.
and their wives, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Do I remind you of your dad?
No.
I guess it's not true.
Not personality wise or anything.
I think like Roy does a good job of like taking care of me, and my dad is like that too.
Oh.
But I like take care of myself also. So I don't know. That's kind of the only thing.
Yeah, you
Roy's,
take care
like,
of me too.
very
You
unique.
don't give yourself credit for that, but you do take care of us and the dogs.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
The people also say that you search for yourselves in other people too. So you guys don't see similarities at all. You think you're like complete opposites.
Yes.
Well, opposite but similar, like
Yes.
values and everything, and like we're similar in that sense, but personalities and everything, we're just like so opposite.
So you guys are different, but it's like white Zetsu and black Zetsu. You
Yeah.
guys complete each other.
Think about it like this: like I'm here and she's here,
Yeah.
and everything that makes us different is on the extremes. But then we are connected through threads of similarities, which pull us together. So it's just a current.
Invisible string theory.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but everybody kept commenting it on me and Alexis.
You
You
They
sounded
said,
so
"Oh,
sure.
invisible
Yeah, what is that?
I
What
thought
is
you were
that?
gonna
I think
explain
it's
it.
like how like you're tethered together through life, and so there's so many times where you guys could have started, or like you're just connected in different ways, even though you
Yeah.
didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I might not.
We
even
are
be
all
right.
connected. You watching, everyone in this room helping us film this, you, me, the dogs, we're all connected by this
Yeah.
invisible string and my G string.
Ayo.
See,
That's something her dad would say for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say that.
My dad would say that. He's very out of pocket.
He is very out of pocket. I love it.
So okay, where are we at now? So then you started dating, and then it was. How long were you dating before you lived in the same state?
Oh
It's like what, 2 to 3 years?
no. Well, okay. Let's see. We
Because
started
you guys were
dating.
long distance for a while.
2013.
You were in Florida. I was in North Carolina in
Mhm.
2013. And then we moved to California in 2014.
Yes.
Which made the long distance even further.
Yeah.
And that sucked.
Yeah.
Just because it's like different time zones. It's 3 hours
Oh
apart.
yeah, that
so
does suck.
every time, it was 9 o'clock for me, she was already asleep because it's midnight in the East Coast. So
Yeah.
how did we deal with that?
I mean, I think we just did it. We always went about our relationship like, we'll just make it work.
Yeah.
We just had that mindset. I don't know. We were very similar in that. So we made it work, but it was helpful that he did YouTube and he had the flexibility to like travel
Yeah.
because I didn't. So honestly, that played a huge role, like him having that for us to be able to see each other as much as we
Yeah,
were able
That's
to.
true.
Yeah.
I did leave like once a month. Remember when we first moved to California and did Wassabi, I was like, okay, I gotta take a week.
You were going to
To
Florida or North Carolina?
Florida.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was
Nice.
gone all the time.
I was like, okay, we're good. We're not filming this. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of took that. And it paid off. It worked out. Right?
I mean, we're married.
Oh yeah.
I hope so.
I keep accidentally looking at your ring. It's hurting my eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So if you just turn it around or something. It's too big.
I'll just continue to blind you with it.
So the marriage. So this is kind of where I'm at in my relationship is like when were you like, okay, I'm gonna propose. I gotta actually do this.
Me?
Yeah, like because I've always known I was going to for a while. I've known I was going to, but then it's getting close to where like, oh, I gotta actually start planning this. I gotta.
Yeah.
When did you know you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it?
Well, I knew. It took a while for me to propose because she had to do dental school, and that's 4 years, and then she had 2 other years for like undergrad. So I didn't want to. What?
It was like 8 years.
8
like
years.
4-4.
Were you guys dating before marriage?
9 years.
8 or 9?
8 or 9 years. The thing
Yeah.
is, like, after she finished dental school, I was gonna propose, but then the pandemic happened, and I had like this whole like trip to like Hawaii set
Oh, you
up
already
with like
had it.
friends. I already had it like thing.
Oh.
So the pandemic happened, so we had to wait until I don't know a year, but 2021, so another year, and then ended up proposing at a nude beach.
On accident? On purpose?
Not on purpose. I didn't know it was a nude beach. It was
Roy's
pretty.
like that. He just doesn't think about the other. He's just like, beach, that's great. And we found out later
Yeah,
that it
'cause I
was a nude
doing, like
beach.
scouting for places with Ian.
Yeah.
because he was gonna take a photo, and then he was like, "Oh, let's go to this black beach in San Diego." And then
It was a nude beach.
it was a beach.
Yeah, it
That's so
was.
funny because Aaron did the same thing where he picked a place. It was this beautiful garden, and all the pictures looked amazing, but we didn't realize. Oh, it's like September. So when he took her there, everything's dead. So he
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
just asked her in a field of dead flowers.
It's okay. Their love is going to make it all bloom. They're so
Yeah.
cute.
Oh,
That's a
that's
very-
cute. That's
that's
so
a-
yeah.
That's a very Roy thing to happen during a proposal.
Oh,
Be like,
yeah.
it was a nude beach. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was so funny. Like, that would
Yeah.
have been hilarious.
Unfortunately, there were no nude people. I was very sad. I wanted like ass in the back of the pictures, like old.
You should have called me. I would have
Ass.
come up there. I would have been in the background.
Oh,
Just
thank
ass
you
out.
so much.
Sun's out, ass out.
Sun
Great.
out, ass out.
So then the marriage happened, and then wait, did we got back together in between the proposal and the marriage, or before the proposal?
We got back together, like
yeah, you and me.
like spicy fruit, or like talking
To get spice fruit
after the marriage.
after. Oh,
Well, but you were
we
planning it
planned
before.
We
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah.
planning
Yeah.
to, yeah.
So we got back together, not on camera yet, but planning everything right before the marriage, or a few months before the marriage.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. And then, yeah, I remember being like, you were like, you want to be a groomsman? I was like, what? Because we just got back together. And I was like, yeah. But I just like, I think in the back of my head, I just assumed I wasn't going to be part of the wedding because our breakup.
No, but we wouldn't have been able to like have the wedding or like the life we have if it wasn't for like you guys being together and all that. So there was like
True.
no way that you weren't going to be part of it.
Yeah. And then when you asked, I assumed I would be invited to the wedding. And then you were like, be in it. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't be living this life at all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, yeah. Aaron wouldn't have met his wife.
Oh my
we wouldn't
gosh.
have,
Yeah.
Aaron probably wouldn't have moved out here.
Oh,
we
yeah.
wouldn't have moved out here.
I don't think so.
I don't
maybe.
think so. I'd probably
don't
still be
think
in North
so.
Carolina.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but whatever the invisible string theory says, it
Here.
doesn't matter. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're here and we are all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any difference between dating and marriage?
Yeah, there are differences, but it's also the same. I guess it just depends how you guys are before you get married. We lived
Yeah.
together beforehand, so after it just became the same.
Mhm.
You guys live together too, so I mean, maybe it'll be the same for you guys. Just
Yeah.
a lot more like comforting that you guys are legally bound
Yeah.
Mhm.
with the security of it.
Yeah, it's the same, but it's more polished. I don't know how else to put it. It's like just knowing that you're married in the back of your mind. It's just like you feel stronger.
You're just like more
Yeah.
confident in your relationship. Even though you're probably confident before, but now you're like, oh, it's solid now. You can't escape me. You stuck.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, yeah, I some people just like don't believe in marriage, so it just depends on like what your definition is. For us, it was something that we thought was valuable for us,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why it feels more solidified, at least for us. But just depends on how you view it, I guess, and what it means to you.
So what's next now? You're married now. I don't know. What comes after that?
Death.
Death, yes.
Okay, in between that. In between that.
Oh,
Life.
life.
Oh, in the form of little Roys and Monettes one day?
I mean, yeah, one day that's something that we both want, but it's just a
Mhm.
matter of if I feel that my body can handle that. Childbirth seems so incredibly intense.
It does. It seems like a
Mhm.
lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially just when harboring another human for carrying carrying another human for
Yeah.
9 months. That's rough. And then randomly, me and Alexis just looked at things that you can't eat while you're pregnant.
Mhm.
Sushi.
Sushi.
No, you can eat certain fish,
No.
but there's a lot of fish that I don't even eat those fish. I eat like salmon and tuna, and those are the two fine ones. And some other ones.
Interesting.
And then apparently, I was like, wait, what? You can drink very minimally during pregnancy. And I was like, what? Apparently that's okay. Like it's not bad as long as you're not drinking crazy and often. You know
Wait, did you just say me and Alexis were looking at pregnancy stuff?
Yeah. We were just wondering. We were just
Wow.
no.
Wait,
Wait.
We were just wondering.
Seems like you know more than us.
I know, we really haven't even looked at it yet. So, hello?
We were just wondering. We're like, I wonder what you're not allowed to, like, because especially with all these restrictions and being pregnant, it sucks. Like, the diet that everything we saw was pretty much, I was like, I don't know if I could do that without a baby for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do that and have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot of
have
care
swollen
that goes
ankles.
into it.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Eventually, we will have a baby, right?
I mean, have one, see what happens. If I really, really hate the thought, maybe
Put
we'll
it back
just
in.
adopt
Yeah.
more dogs or put it back in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more dogs.
I
Give me
have
more
a
dogs.
question. Is you know what I've always liked about Roy?
What?
Is his
Big
last
ass head.
name and his head. His last name is so unique. I've never met anybody with a last name like that. Did you take the last name?
No, not
You didn't
yet.
hyphen it or nothing?
No, I haven't changed my name yet. Just because, like, I like have my license under my last
Mhm.
name. It's a lot like once you become like have the professional license because you have to get a fictitious name license and
Yeah.
everything. Then all my patients know me as my name, so then I'd have to reintroduce myself and then deal with all the insurance companies. So I haven't done it yet.
And you have to change your passport and like all
Yeah,
that
and
stuff.
on top of that too,
It is
it's a lot
It's
of work.
a lot, dude.
I
don't know why they make it so hard for women, man.
Yeah, it's
would
a hard
you-
process.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you do or not. So many people don't do it. But if you did do it, would you change it or hyphenate it or?
I think I would just change it. If I'm going through all that work, I would just fully change it. But I mean, I'm not ruling it out. It's just something that's not working for me right now, or
Yeah.
something that I don't really want.
I'm assuming Alexa's gonna be the same way because she's an actress. So
yeah, same thing.
So we'll probably figure it out, or maybe
Yeah.
she'll still go by Alexis Lemire, but then
Yeah.
on
Mhm.
her license it says Burris. But
Mhm.
Pablo, that's a cool name.
It's a cool name.
Yeah,
It's a
I've
cool
never met
name.
anybody. Yeah, I've always liked your last name. Even in high school, I was like, what? That's my favorite last name.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fabito. It's Portuguese, I think.
Oh, it is?
I think so.
Mm.
Because we got conquered by Portugal, and then they just like, take Fabito.
What's the
Oh.
Yeah.
like most common American last name? Smith?
Smith, I think.
Smith. What's China?
Wu.
I don't
I
know.
bet it's Wang.
I think it was Wu or Wang.
Wang or like Lee.
I know Filipino, it's Garcia. Oh, no, or De La Cruz. One of those.
Dela Cruz.
Wang and Lee are shared over.
Oh, there you go. See,
Oh, Wang.
I know a lot. I mean, out of my experience with Chinese friends or Chinese acquaintances that I've had, there's probably like 15 in my life where
Mm.
like I've talked to them, like where we had a conversation. We were actually friends,
Yeah.
and 5 of them had to be Wang.
Wang.
It's very common. What about Mexico? What do you think? What do you think their most common last name?
Hernandez.
Hernandez for
Yeah,
sure.
Oh,
100%.
I know a lot of Hernandezes.
100% Hernandez.
What about Japan? I bet it's Lee with a
Japan?
with an I.
I'm gonna Japan. What's your guess?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say
Lee or
Takahashi.
or Sato.
Oh, Sato.
Sato.
Popular.
That's a
Cool
common
last
one.
name though. That sounds
That's
really
a great
cool.
last name.
Yeah.
I like that.
Otani, I think.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, wait. Are you looking that up?
Yeah, Seiko.
Oh,
Why are you so
wow.
good?
That's
It's like
a
you
cool
like
last
researched
name.
this beforehand, no?
No, this is my life experience, like with friends.
Whoa.
I'm like, I know a lot of Satos if they're Japanese. What about like what's another like Russia?
I really wouldn't know that at all.
I don't know, man.
Vladimir's a first name. I bet it's like Smirnov. Not
I
the
don't know
drink.
about-
You're locking in those guesses? You think Smirnoff?
Smirnoff?
Smirnov.
I'm gonna say Grove.
I don't have a guess. I don't really know much of
Yeah.
like
I don't either. We're
last
just guessing.
names, yeah.
This is from personal experience.
It's Ivanov.
Oh, that is
I
definitely.
have
the
heard that
one.
last name.
What? Petrov. That's see, Smirnov is like in that realm.
No, that's.
fourth.
Oh, no way.
I told
I thought you were just pulling things up
Yeah,
your.
I thought so
your butt.
too.
No, I lived with Vlad for. Oh wait, is he Russian? I don't know. I've had experiences. so-
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
This is how podcasts work. We talk and we get off topic and then we go back.
Yeah. Also, Oogie's snoring loud.
Yeah,
Can
he's
we hear
snoring.
it?
I'm trying to like stop him from snoring.
Oh, okay.
He
yeah.
can't?
All right, I think it's time
About.
to rewind a little bit. And...
All right, let's rewind back to 2014. So 2014, when we first moved to California, obviously it was hard for me because it was long distance from Monette, long distance from my family. We are in a new city, new land, Los Angeles, and all I had was you and Wassabi.
It's crazy how different we are now from back then because I didn't even know how homesick you were. I didn't even know how much being away from Monette was affecting you because we just didn't talk. We kind of just like gauged like if you like well if something was wrong and then we just tried to make you happy. I'm like, hey, you want to go to the movies? Because you seem like, or like in my head, I'm like, you seem upset. You want to go to the movies?
Yeah, I wasn't
So-
really the best communicator
Me either.
Still now, I feel like I'm still trying my best
But
to
we're way
communicate.
better now. Like if
Yeah.
something was bothering you, I would know.
Are we way better now than we were?
Yeah,
Okay,
I feel like you guys
Mhm.
still aren't the best, but
Yeah.
you got a lot better.
Yeah, okay,
It
good.
went from 0 to like 50, not
You think we're
100.
at 50 now?
Yeah,
I think we were at like 25 before.
I think 15.
And now 7. Yeah, it was low.
no. When you
And
guys broke
now-
up, you were at 0,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
negative.
Yeah, I feel like we just didn't talk unless it was filming wise. But I think now we're like 75 in my head.
I think 60.
60 is good too.
Yeah, 60. We're getting there. We're getting
Yeah.
a little better. But when did you first experience like a red flag? You're like, ooh, something's not going right with
Yeah.
the Wassabi boys right
Did
now.
he ever like confide in you, like his stresses with me?
He would, but not the best way. He would still kind of be angry and just be like, say random things, or I would mostly see it in how he treated you at the time. And
How
I would
did I treat him?
Alex would just say something and you just be like, I don't know. Or you just say something snide to him, like really passive. And I would always actually feel bad for Alex.
Oh,
Because I'm like,
let's
and
go.
I would get mad at him all the time.
Well, that's how I experienced it too. Like I would never know, but then out of nowhere he would say something like just like
Mean.
Whoa,
Roy
yeah,
was
something
mean, yeah.
mean, but then mean enough where I'd be like, oh, should I address this? But then we both weren't really confrontational.
Yeah.
So then
Mm.
it would just be something he said that was mean or rude, and then just to let me know, and then we wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah,
Like,
it was bad.
we would
It
just like be
was
quiet for the rest of the car
freaking
ride.
Passive aggressive, like 100%, like 2014.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
Mr. Passive Aggressive 2014 man.
It wasn't the best. I really did feel bad for Alex, but then I also was not happy with Alex too because I felt like Roy was taking a lot of like the workload, but then
Yes!
it also was but it was your fault because you didn't communicate.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would try to
Yes.
say like, oh, just tell Alex that you feel like he's not helping enough and he'll help you. But I don't know. Roy just wasn't receptive to that at the moment.
Yeah.
You guys are still both young. So it's just a lot of
Yeah.
disconnect.
I tried
Yeah.
talking to him, but I remember he came down the stairs like, freaking hole in your jeans. I hate that. So I stopped talking. I didn't say anything just because I didn't like his jeans.
Yeah. Anything that you did made him
I know. I could tell.
so
I
mad.
don't know. It was a combination of a lot of things, and I was just unhappy. It's just life,
a lot of
I guess.
projections, I guess,
Yeah.
for how he felt like he was, and then you guys not communicating, or you got like you kind of like going off and doing your own thing, and he didn't feel supported. So just both of you guys.
Well, the thing with that is like I thought I was trying to get out of his way because he would say little remarks or like just like give me looks, and I'm like, oh, he doesn't like me. I'm like, so we'll film and then I'll get out of his way.
Yeah.
But then it turned into, oh, you're not including me. So I'm like, wait, what? Which one am I supposed? So it was just we never
Yeah.
talked. So we're just kind
Yeah.
of guessing how to make things better, and it just never worked.
Yeah, it was hard on her too because I didn't know how to communicate that with her. So I was just like, just avoiding it the whole time. But then it kind of like built up, and
Yeah.
kind of just didn't know. I just didn't know how to handle that build up.
I think what I always thought it was before we got back together and started talking about it, I thought it was because like before we moved, we both wrote, but I did like heavy writing just because he was in school, and then he would edit because I didn't know how to edit. So then when we came to LA, then we had an editor, and then I was like, nice, I can take a little break from writing. And then he ended up doing a lot of the writing, and then I didn't see that. I just saw it as like, oh yes, we have help now. And so then I didn't know how much that was bothering you, that you took on a lot of the writing back then. Because a lot of it was like challenges, so I didn't know. I don't know. I just took a break when I should have kicked it into high gear instead of taking a break. I was just relieved when we got help. So I think, yeah, but I just thought that's what I thought it was.
I think that's where it originated from.
Yeah.
Up to this day, just kind of filling in the blanks to make sure we're ahead. I
Yeah.
still do that now.
Yeah,
I think that's what causes my anxiety now, is because it reminded me back in the day
yeah,
of what I did before we broke up.
yeah.
It's like
Whoa.
triggering you.
Yeah.
It's very triggering.
But then, like yesterday, you had a migraine, so you couldn't come into work. So me and Pablo pretty much just worked on helping you relieve stress. We're like, okay, how can we
Whoa.
help him relieve? Oh, let's do this. If we make a skeleton for this type of video, oh, then it'll be easier just to fill in instead of like, oh, we can make that'll be easier. We'll do
That's
this will be easier. Let's
crazy.
make a list of questions and a list of mini games. That'll make it easier. That's all we worked on yesterday.
No, that's crazy. I was just realizing now. I just go on autopilot just because that's
Yeah.
how I did it back in the day.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's wild. Anyways, yeah, it was a messy back then, huh?
It was messy. And you guys were like at the peak of your careers. I
Mhm.
think that even like none of us really realized how famous you guys were at the time.
I think about that
What?
sometimes. I'm like, wow, I did not real like when you and me are together. I was like, whoa, it's crazy how big we were. And then when me and Lauren are together, I was like, whoa, you just don't realize until it's
Yeah,
over how
yeah.
big we actually were.
Yeah.
Like I thought people wanted to collab with us because they liked us. Like when the Gregory brothers made that viral song
Yeah.
that we had no input on, I thought, wow, they just really like us as friends. I didn't realize it's because we're so big.
Yeah.
And
And
then we got even bigger
you guys
after
got
we
so
split
big.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I was back then I didn't know how big we were because I was just trying to figure out how to be happy,
Yeah.
and I didn't really care about anything else.
Yeah. And I think we just came from North Carolina, and we came from not nothing, but we, in the YouTube sense, nothing.
Mm.
So like we stayed in that mindset, and then we came here, and then just run into people, and they're like, whoa,
Mhm.
you're my childhood. Even like people that are popping now, I'll see them at VidCon or at parties, and they're like, yo, you are like the first YouTuber I ever watched. And I was like, whoa, you're like the number one like
Yeah,
creator
yeah.
right now.
That's
That's crazy.
good.
Yeah.
We created a generation for
You guys
the
did,
generations.
yeah.
That's great. Let's
Yeah.
do another one.
Yeah.
So how'd that go? So you were like, don't split up?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell he was already at his breaking point, and then there
Yeah.
would be a lot of times where I would always be kind of like lecturing him, like, "Hey, that's not how you should treat him. You should be nice." And I get that you're frustrated, and he has like his own
Mhm.
issues, and he's not talking to you about it. But
How
on
would
your
you respond
end,
to that?
he would dismiss me, like because he just
He'd
wasn't
be like,
open
"Oh,
to
you're
it.
just- you're
Yeah,
not here. You don't know."
yeah. And we were still newer in a relationship. Like, how old were we? You were like
23?
23,
Yeah.
and I was like 20,
24.
21.
Yeah, 23,
so
24.
yeah, none of us really knew what we were doing, and none of us really knew the extent of like how big you guys really were. But yeah, he just would be like, "No, like I got this, just trust me." And I'd be like, "Well, I don't really trust you with this, but I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just letting you know it's not really nice to treat someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you could just fix it." Because I felt like you guys could have fixed it at the time, but either way, you guys were going to break up. You
Yeah.
were at such like different points and different places.
I think if we were mature enough to do couples counseling or like therapy
Mm-hmm.
as like work partners,
Yeah.
that probably would have helped a lot. Cause like I bet it would have been so eye opening. I would be like, whoa, I didn't even know that. I didn't know you were that homesick. I didn't know that.
We
I
should
like-
have. I didn't even know that was existent.
Yeah,
I feel
and
like that would have helped.
I feel like North Carolina,
Yeah.
like nobody talks about therapy. Here, everybody has therapy.
Yeah, everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That
That
would've
would have been
been
another timeline, another like route for us.
Yeah.
I don't know what would have happened.
I feel like you guys would have still broken up though. I feel like if you
Really?
had gone to therapy, you would have come to the conclusion of we need to split ways for now. But it might have been a little bit more amicable.
Yeah.
But I don't think you guys would
We
have been
would've
able to
split
stay
up, but
together.
then we would have still talked.
Yeah.
After the breakup.
Yeah, yeah. It
It would
probably
have been
is
a more
what therapy
healthy,
would
like
happen.
clean
I think-
break.
I think the best route back then, since we were like kind of burnt out together, we should have just posted once a week on Wassabi and then had our own separate channels. And then that's it. Like instead of how were we posting like 3 times a week or I don't know, we were
No.
stressing.
Mhm.
We're stressing. If we just like toned it down, stayed together, but just relieved some of it and like that, I think that would have been the best option. I don't know.
Who knows? Or maybe not. What now is the best? I don't know.
Maybe we should like go to therapy now to just preventatively.
Be
I
like, hey,
suggested that. I was like, if you guys get back together, you should go to therapy
Yeah, we should try
together.
it.
We should.
like, hey,
Yeah.
Can we just have a therapist here
yeah.
on the podcast?
I mean,
And then we can decide what to cut if it gets real. If we start
okay.
crying or
If
something.
whoever's down, yeah, that could be our next guest.
Yeah.
I want them to dig deep into our
Yeah.
psych. Because
Yeah.
we're messed up people. I think. At least
Yeah.
I am.
We can just hire them and be like, "Hey, do you mind if we do it here on this podcast?" But we'll just do 2 hours straight, and then we'll cut it down to like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that good? Is that legal?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
I guess it depends on who you hire.
A little bit.
We'll see. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's people that do that. That's like specifically they do that.
Mm.
And they're like, "Oh no, I've done this a bunch of times. I know how it works."
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can find somebody. It's like psychics. Like some will do it on camera, some will not.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's completely different jobs. I'm not comparing the jobs. Don't get mad. I'm just saying there's some people that would do it on camera. Like, oh yeah, we can just do like surface level stuff and just like not go super deep. Just an introductory.
We'll do both.
Yeah.
How about we'll do both?
There
You
we
guys
go.
should just go to therapy
You mean have
together.
a psychic and a therapist
All
at
right,
the
we'll
same
just
time?
go to therapy.
just
Don't
go
worry
to
about
therapy
Don't worry about the
together and
performance.
separately. Let's just do
Just do
that.
it for our good, and then we'll do it for the views.
Okay, wait.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
in the
jeez.
comments, if there is a therapist online, I'm sure other podcasts have had therapists come on. If there's somebody like that, let us know and we'll get in contact with them and we'll set it up.
Maybe you can get like someone who can do coaching. That might be a little bit more feasible because therapy is like a healthcare
Yes.
service, and you have to fill out paperwork and
Mhm.
Yeah.
be evaluated professionally. But I don't know how coaching works. But maybe you can look into
I've
that
always wanted to
surface.
try like football. That'll be cool.
Okay,
You get a football coach.
Yeah.
Coaching for what? Like business?
yeah, like life coach,
Oh, yeah,
business
life.
coach.
That's
Or
a
maybe
good
we can
coach,
maybe we
life.
can have a therapist come and they're just consulting. It's not a session. They're just consulting, giving advice, but it's not a session.
I don't know.
We'll do 2 separate therapist sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know how your therapist would bill that out to your insurance with that kind of session.
There's insurance?
Yes.
Oh.
We'll just pay out of pocket. How about we do one podcast where it's you and the therapist? We do another podcast where me, same therapist, and then she gives us her thoughts after, and we do a
I
consultation
don't think
together.
that's how it works.
I think it's possible, guys.
I don't
really think
know.
it's fine.
I don't think that's how it works.
I think it's fine.
I'm communicating to you right now.
I
don't
think he's like
that's how it
texting them
works.
like behind,
I
like
know.
already trying to find someone.
But yeah, dude, she did not want me to leave Wassabi.
Mm.
0.
Yeah, I like was so against it. I'm
Do
like,
you
this is so
remember
stable.
Why, how, like the last straw before we broke up, or like how he brought it up?
I think, there was one time he posted a vlog
Yeah.
in Gainesville in a car. I remember that. I got so mad at him for posting that and filming. I'm like, that is so passive. Do you know
It
how
was-
ridiculous that is?
What did I say? What did I say?
You're just
You
like,
said,
I forgot
"Oh
what you're
man, I'm
saying."
just burnt out, man." and
Yeah.
everything you see on Wasabi, 95% of
So-
Wasabi, I do everything. Alex does nothing. And then I was like,
I know.
what?
I said
And-
that?
You
yeah,
did, you did.
Something like
Damn,
that,
I
very
was-
You did.
close in those lines. And
I was angry, bro. Sorry.
I know. And then I remember, because you started vlogging, but I would watch them every once in a while, but then I just nonstop, all my tweets were, oh, look at this, look what Roy said, look what Roy said. All the Instagram, everything was sending me that. And then I called you and I was like, hey, or I text you or something. I was
Yeah,
like, hey,
you
what
texted
was
him.
that about? And then your response was, LOL, I didn't even know you watched my vlogs.
Yeah, I don't know why you said that because that was messed
I
up.
don't know. I was just like, I really don't know. why
But
I
he
said
he
that.
was very frustrated and very burnt
Mhm.
out. And at
Yes.
that point, you guys weren't even really friends,
Yeah.
you know? You guys were just like business acquaintances, but you didn't want to admit that you weren't friends.
Yeah.
Just a very weird place to be, but that it wasn't his smartest move posting that. It was not
Just
very
very
sensitive.
resentful.
And
I've done that with text where I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't send that text. After like 5 minutes, I
Yeah.
think about it, I'm like, oh, why did I do that? I just made it so awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have just chilled.
Yeah, but there was also like other stuff going on too, and like you guys were just acclimating to like life in LA,
Mhm.
and I guess
Yeah.
that's how you guys saw how different you were and
Mhm.
how you guys were flourishing and growing apart.
Well, I remember the text, and then you said, "LO, I didn't know you watched." I was like, "Yeah, I watched, but I didn't have to watch this one because everybody sent it to me." And then you were like, uh, w- we need to talk when I get back. I
Oh.
wanna leave Wassabi Productions." And I was like, "Okay, but why did you post a video? And then let's not change the topic yet." And then he was like, "I just told you I'm gonna leave, and you want to talk about other things?" And I was like, "What? I can't just not talk about this thing that everybody's like sending me."
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Whatever, we'll just talk when I get there." And then we went to PF Chang's.
You guys did go to the PF Chang's
We
to
did.
break up.
Oh my gosh. Damn, I
Yeah.
was not in a good place.
He was not in a good place with that, and he was hearing it on my end too. And I think it's just a lot of like he already had his mindset on where he
Mhm.
wanted to go. And I mean, he did make a really great thing from it after he left, but it did sever the friendship.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I think we're better friends now than
Yeah.
we were even before we started having problems before.
Mm.
So like even in the early days before we started butting heads.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You think?
I think so now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because
Yeah.
we're matured, and I think just not seeing you and missing you, I just
Yeah.
miss like there was Alex, and I
Yeah.
realized how important he is in my life, and
Mhm.
I think that's what drew me closer. Like, oh man, I can't take you for granted because I already did what I did, so this is where I am, and is there any way to fix it, kind of thing. It's
I
where we are now.
remember we started like collabing a little bit like years ago, and then right before you called me that one time on Christmas or Thanksgiving, and it was like, what do you think about getting back together? I'm like, what? Before that, we were like started collabing a couple times more, and I would always come here and be like, yo, this is so fun. Whenever you guys need me, anytime, I'll be here because it's just so fun. And then you called me and like, hey, can I run something by you? And I was like, yeah. I thought it was like a video idea or something. And I was like, why is he calling me like on Christmas? And I just thought, and like we always text, we never call. And then I answered. He was like, "Yo, let's get back together." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, "That's
Yeah.
it? Like, you're done?" I'm like, "Yep, that's it."
Yeah.
I
It's
mean-
just refreshing. I
Yeah.
just said it because we did collab, and every time
Yeah.
we collab, it was just you just brought in like a very familiar and refreshing energy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dang. And then when I did like guava juice and just kept doing the guava juice stuff, it just
Solo.
felt stale over time.
Did
Who's your
you-
favorite dog today?
Oh yeah, who's your favorite doggy?
Today maybe Oogie. He behaved in the car, so
Oh,
I really appreciate
Oogie's
that.
so
always my favorite.
Did you ever see yourselves having 3 dogs?
Yeah, I could have more.
No, we can't. She's been convincing me to get a 4th dog for
Yeah.
the past 5 years.
Oh,
I have.
Who's first?
Callie.
That's the first one you got?
She's from
Mhm.
Florida.
She's from Florida.
Oh, and
Then Oogie.
And then Oogie.
that was
Mhm.
in California.
Yeah.
And then how long after was Izzy?
Like 2 years.
2 years. They're all 2 years apart that we got each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of therapy, did you guys do therapy before marriage? Because I know a lot of couples do. They like it's recommended to do some kind of therapy before, just to know just to check.
We did it separately, but then because we got married in the church, so they make you go through like couples, like not even counseling, but meeting with
Yeah, it's kind of like therapy. Where
Yeah.
we kind of like talk about like if we agree on this topic and disagree on this
Finances.
topic. And if we
Yeah.
disagree, we kind of have to talk it out, like
Yeah.
why.
Anything surprising? You're like, oh,
Mm.
I didn't know you thought like, or you were.
No,
No,
no.
nothing like crazy.
Yeah, we were pretty much on the same page. I guess it's just we had never like formally sat down to talk about
Yeah.
it, so it's nice to have that outlet to do so and have it be like here's one page. Talk about how you're going to manage your finances, or here, talk about your family and what you see. So
Mhm.
that was helpful, but no formal therapy.
I have a question, but we can cut it out if it's too personal.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about prenups?
I mean, I thought we should have one for Roy, and I asked him, but he said no.
What's a prenup?
It's just an agreement. I think prenups are not just one thing. It's like a bunch of different things. So
A prenuptial agreement. It
Yeah,
could be
so I
anything.
don't-
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
it could be like finances, or you can be like, oh, the money we made before we got married stays separate, but then the
Yeah.
money we make together. There's a bunch of different ways you can make it.
Yeah.
Prenup. Yeah, I said no just because.
You're not worried about it?
No, not really.
Yeah, I would.
I told him he should consider it. I mean, anything can
it's-
happen.
yeah.
Even his business manager brought that up, but Roy's like, no. And I was like, I just don't see what's wrong with just, I don't mind signing something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
not a
so
big
either.
deal.
A lot of people see it as
Yeah.
like, oh, if you get a prenup, you don't trust your partner.
yeah.
But that's not it. It's just, it's like a why not kind of thing. And I don't
think
know.
that's
I think it's
why
just
I
different
just
for each people.
gave her my full trust and like, I don't need it. We're good.
Yeah.
Every time I asked, he would kind of get offended.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I
Yeah.
don't know. We've been together for like
Yeah.
a decade, so I don't know. I just never thought we needed
Yeah.
it or don't need one, because if you can get together, if you can be together with someone for over 5 years, then that's really.
Yeah. True.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just very practical. I'm like, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just a
she's-
formality. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I think
you
the
know?
same. That's how I feel
Yeah.
about it. I never had any negative connotation with prenups,
Mm,
but I a lot of people do,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh. But like also, especially California, you never know what's gonna happen because
Yeah.
like you hear about people just like crazy in love, and then somebody ends up cheating. Like what?
Mm,
Or that you would never see it coming. So I'm sure everybody gets married, never thinks they're gonna get divorced. Like every single person who gets
Yeah.
married thinks they're not. And
yeah.
but then there's a 50% chance that you do. I mean that people do. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It's like per person, per couple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Also, if you live in the East Coast, I feel like it's less likely.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it until I came here, and
Well, we were also younger too.
True.
We were like, we didn't even think about those things yet. But then now that we're getting older, we see a lot of people getting married, or even people like not being together.
Mhm.
Then you think about how that happens, or like those implications on your life. So I don't know. I've seen a lot of broken relationships and marriages in my life. So that's why I'm like, it's okay. I won't get offended if you ask me to sign something.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, no. And I was like, okay.
I don't know.
I just want to ask.
I don't see the need for it. That's it.
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
need. Another question I was thinking about. How was your move to the West Coast? Because you never lived here before. You visited
didn't.
though
Yeah, I would
before
visit.
Roy.
Mhm.
Okay.
We visit a couple times, but I also moved here for school too. Like I wouldn't have applied here if like Roy wasn't out here, but
Yeah.
I did, and then I got in, and I was like, well, if there's any like chance of me coming, it would be now. So packed up and I left Florida, but I
Yeah.
also didn't really enjoy it there. I felt like it wasn't for me. So
Yeah, I remember the first time she visited, she loved it.
I loved it.
We went to like the
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Americana.
it.
We
I
went to
know.
the Glendale Americana. She's like, wow.
I know.
Hey.
Yeah,
She's
I
I
like,
was so
Glendale.
amazed.
The amount of
Yeah.
people that I know that came here for the first time end up moving here. If they have the means, they moved here
Mhm.
because that's how we were. The first time we came, we're like, oh, yep, we're gonna move here.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, like he had his reservations about it, but
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
was like, that's
but
not-
just the area and the experience.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, this is just better. It's more expensive, but it's just better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like more fitting for like my life. I mean, we all grew up in like small towns,
Yeah.
so I think coming out here just felt like it felt
Just a
like Disneyland
shift.
every day, but everywhere.
Was
Yeah.
there a place that you were like thinking about, or like I'm sure you applied to other schools in
Mhm.
case you didn't get into wherever you went here? Where were they? Florida?
I probably would have gone to like New York or something.
Oh,
But with like the schools there, they like required like a residency after dental
Mm.
school, so that was
Mhm.
kind of the only reason why I didn't really like fully commit.
yeah.
So realistically, probably Florida, like maybe Orlando or something, and then move here.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan was always to come out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I broke up with you and Wassabi, I was like, okay, I'll live here for 1 year and then see wherever she
Mhm.
goes to.
Mhm.
I'll move there. And unfortunately,
Oh.
she moved to California,
Yeah.
so I stayed.
Very
Yeah.
nice. I know, it's so crazy how we're all out here.
Mhm.
Like you guys, Aaron Arani,
Yeah.
and me and wait, Wait, so there's Ron Ron, Lex Lex. What? Do you guys have a ship name?
I mean, no,
Is
I
it-
The incredible
about-
dynamic.
no.
It's so close to. I'm trying to find Lex Lex, Ron Ron, or Roy Moy, but there's no I. It's only Roman.
Well, Alex is always trying to like
I
make ship
know.
names, even for like me, Alexis, and Ronnie. He's always thinking of new
Is ship names
names.
still a thing, or is that like a
I don't know.
2000s
I think it's like a puzzle thing. Like I love Sudoku. I like to like
Oh.
defragment their names in my head and then see what I can make together.
It's also good for marketing too, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess Ronette.
So you guys are like a Ronette, or it could be like a Pokemon,
Moy.
like Roymon. What's your name? Oh, Roymon. That's
Does
a cool
something a
one.
Pokemon.
Or a Rhett.
Rhett.
It's a
We
beginning
can
and
table
then.
this and think about it later.
We'll
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
Rhett for now.
Okay, Rhett. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Rhett's cool. How did you know I was the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you just like never made me change who I was. Like you just accepted me. Like
No, I changed you.
you did not.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
But I think that was it. I would always be like, "Oh, sorry. Like, is this how you're like? No, it's fine." Or it'd be literally anything. Like, especially during the formative years of like early 20s and
Mhm.
everything. Roy was just always so accepting, and then I felt like that was super comforting for me. And then yeah, we had the same morals and values, so it just always worked out.
Did you did you have an idea when he was gonna propose? You're like, oh, he's gonna do it soon.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
How?
Um,
Did you ask about rings, or he asked one of your friends about rings, and she told you or something?
No.
uh,
She'll tell the story.
I don't want to tell it too because my friend, the one who like accidentally did
Oh!
it, she feels really bad, but it's
Yeah.
like to us it's like not even a big deal, and it's so funny to
I
us.
think
But
it's funny.
So how did it
hilarious.
happen? How did she leak the secret on accident?
so sorry I'm telling the story, but
No names, we got it.
I don't want her to feel bad because honestly it's so funny.
Yeah.
And it's like it wasn't even a big deal to me, and I thought it was the cutest thing.
Yeah.
And but she feels so bad. Roy asked one of my friends to take me to get my nails done, and obviously with people that have been dating that long,
Mhm.
especially for me who never gets my nails done, like I knew what that meant.
Yeah.
But I just went along because I'm like, oh, she's like trying to like be secretive and everything, and I'm very hard to surprise, so I didn't want to make it harder for her. So we went, and I was like, she's being really pushy, or not pushy, but she's like really trying to make sure it gets scheduled.
Mhm.
So we went, and then we sat down, and then the nail lady comes up to us, and she was like, oh, so who's getting married? And then my friend, you see her freeze, and she goes, what? No one's getting married? That's crazy. I'm not, are you? And she just kept rambling, and I was like, oh shoot, like I already knew why I was there, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
solidified it because we were going to San Diego that weekend. Our friends were flying in, so I knew it was very obvious, but
Mhm.
that was just like so funny.
I feel like
It's
the nail thing
hilarious.
Yeah.
is very commonly
It's very
how you
telling.
find out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what? Why get my nails done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super telling. So my friend, she's so funny, bless her heart. She just like sat there like shocked and like so sad the rest of the time. So she didn't speak to me. The
Did she
whole
tell
time.
them,
We're getting our
we're
nails
coming
done
because she's getting
Yeah.
proposed to? Oh,
Yeah.
the nail technician messed
The
it
nail
up then. It
tech
wasn't
messed
the
it up.
friend.
because she used that to get us in sooner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they didn't have availability, so that's how she was like, hey, but she's getting engaged, like she needs to get her nails done. So they're like, oh, okay, like let's fit you in. But yeah, they let it slip, and she was mortified, and she didn't talk to me until like after we
I
got engaged
know.
because she felt so bad. But I kept telling her after, I'm like, it's okay, and I don't know.
She's probably
Yeah.
watching this. I
I'm
just want
so
to let you know
sorry.
it's fine.
It
Yeah,
was
it
the
was
nail technician.
funny.
It wasn't your fault.
It's very memorable.
Yeah.
And you did not ruin anything.
Yeah, she
If
tried her
anything, you
best.
brought a really, really formative memory.
Yeah,
And we really, really appreciate
We
it.
really
so then
appreciated it.
That's how. So you had an idea before the nail technician said it, or you were like, "Whoa,
I had inklings because I mean he was planning a trip, and like
yeah."
one of his best friends was coming out, and he shoots a lot of engagement shoots.
Mm-hmm.
So
So after it was solidified with the nail technician, then were you like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Or were you nervous on the drive to San Diego? Could you tell he was acting a little different?
I think it was kind of just like, Roy's gonna be sad that like I know because it's already hard to surprise me.
Yeah.
I catch on very quick to things, and so I just tried to like stay quiet and just pretend like I didn't know, just to make everyone else feel better.
Could you tell he was like nervous on the drive or
Oh
anything?
yeah, he was so on edge the entire
Dude,
day.
it was like my mind was blank the whole weekend. It was just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Was he like, oh, I gotta take this call real quick? And like usually he would stay at the table. Why is he gotta take it over there?
No, I didn't think
He
it
was just very on edge, like very antsy and like, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, I'll just get through the day. Well, I got dressed that morning thinking, okay, what am I going to wear when I get engaged? So I was like, he said we're going to go to the beach. It's probably going to be at the beach. So let
Yeah.
me just make sure that I don't look completely bad for photos.
So nails is you have to get their nails done.
You should.
You should. Because that's the picture. It's gonna be in the picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever. Okay.
It depends on the girl, but I feel like Alexis would want her nails to at least
Yeah.
look nice. Because then you'd have to reshoot if your nails aren't done.
So like what I don't know about nails. So what's after they get their nails done, how long do you have to do it? So like if I was trying to throw her off, I'm like, okay, I have to do it within a week before the nails
yeah.
start looking different.
Within a week.
Within a week.
Within a week.
You don't
Yep.
have that much time.
Okay.
He's like thinking of scenarios in his head how to
Yeah.
like plan this out. Like, should I start now and just like literally like
You could fake her out and
Yeah.
just make her get her nails done like every so often, and that way she
she's
would
gonna
never
listen
know.
to this then.
No,
mean,
she
she
won't.
probably
I'll
won't.
make sure. Hey, can you not listen to number 12 or 13 or whatever?
Yeah.
No, she knows. But it's not anytime soon. But the planning is coming up. I
Are
feel
you
like
nervous?
not for the response, but I just want to make it memorable.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go overboard and make it too crazy. But I do want to make it a little memorable.
Yeah.
Somehow, like not a very common way to ask.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be on brand. I mean, like Aaron went to like a dead sunflower field.
Yeah.
I went to a nude beach unknowingly. So
Okay.
just do something that you don't think about it too much. Just let it
Yeah.
happen.
Nothing crazy ever happens to me, so I'm sure it'll go off without a hitch.
Things happen to you all the
Things
time,
happen
man.
to you all the time.
I can't wait to see what my crazy story is about. Yo, nude beach, dead garden, zombies.
Wakayama, Japan, or something. I don't know.
Wakayama, Japan.
Somewhere.
Yeah, something crazy.
I mean, you two are the same. You guys are very intentional with what you do, and you can always feel the love. But you could tell that like you're big picture kind of people, and not like small logistical
Yeah.
planning kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that will show.
You'll
But
do-
she's
you'll
gonna
do
love
good.
it.
All right. Ah, man, I feel I'm definitely gonna be nervous.
You are. Because,
Like-
like, let me tell you this before you continue. When we started walking to where I was going to propose to Monette,
Your legs
the
get
beach,
hotter?
I was like, oh, God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to say this? How am I going to say this? And when we got to the spot, Marlon was with us, and he
Yeah.
brought his drone, and he just started flying it. Oh, it's got a new drone. I'm just
Testing it out.
So obviously that didn't help. It
And
made
then
it more obvious.
our friend with the big camera was taking pictures of like his wife being like, I'm just testing this out. It's sunset. And I was like, guys, this is so obvious. I just sat there like,
I know.
I'm just waiting for this to
I
happen.
was
And
like, shoot,
Yeah.
Okay,
this is
so
obvious, this is too
you had
obvious.
stuff planned in your head to say?
I did.
How much came out legibly? Or like
2%, probably 2%.
were you
2%.
I also made it very hard for
She
you.
made it very hard because
Yeah.
she knew.
I knew.
She knew it was
I
how it
was so
gonna happen
embarrassed
soon.
already. Yeah.
And
I felt so embarrassed.
She is like, she doesn't like attention.
No.
Yeah.
So I
How
was
many
just-
people were there altogether?
Like 5.
Oh, that's not that
6.
bad. And then nude people.
And then the nude
And
people.
then
Yeah.
new people,
Yeah.
yeah. But I was trying to pull her aside to get to the spot where Ian told me to go.
Why?
But then
I didn't
What do
want to
you want?
go.
Why was that a specific spot?
it's
For
pretty
the
background.
photos.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the photos.
Oh, okay.
I was
okay,
like,
okay.
come. She's like, no.
I didn't want to go.
No,
Why?
no.
Because I was so embarrassed and nervous because I just hate attention. And I was just like, I wish he would just propose and just get it over with. Like,
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
be engaged, but I don't want the attention that comes with it.
Yep.
But I did make it hard. I'm
30
sorry.
minutes went
Yeah.
by. I was like, all right. So I just like told everyone just to start walking back, and I'll probably just propose when they're like farther away. And that's when I did it. And then I looked over them. They started running back.
To take photos and
then
everything.
I knelt to my knee. I had like a
Ooh,
whole.
Which knee? Is there a specific
left.
knee you're
I
supposed to
think
do?
left, right?
Are you supposed to?
Yeah, I think so. Left
Ugh.
means like
There's a
weak.
knee. I forgot what
weak
it
knee.
is.
So you're bending your weak knee for what's that? What's the reason
I
for
don't know.
that?
I don't know. It's probably some Roman Empire thing.
Okay.
But like, I had like this whole script ready. So as soon as I knelt, everything was just gone. I did not remember the
Oh.
whole script. I was like,
You
Yeah.
started crying immediately?
Well,
Yes.
he was standing and he wasn't crying, and I watched him go down, and immediately, like as he knelt, all of a sudden, bawling. Like it was so fast.
I love his crying face
Yeah.
because it's like,
Yeah,
it's a
it's-
lot.
It's ugly, man.
He's
This is why
staring
I
at
don't
me with his
cry.
crying
Not ugly,
face.
it's just very expressive.
It's so
ugly.
expressive.
Not ugly.
I have an ugly crying
you
face,
don't.
Alex. I have an
It's
ugly.
funny
crying
though
He
because you
does.
super cry.
It was
You're
endearing
like, I
though.
want to marry that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you pretty much stuttered through the whole thing, and then how did you? What were the words, the specific words to say? Was it "Will you marry me?"
Yeah.
or
Will
like?
you marry me?
Oh, okay.
I think I said. I want to spend the rest of my.
He
Will
was
you marry
very
me?
we don't know what he said. It was like not coherent. It
Yeah,
didn't make any
wasn't
sense.
There's no footage either, or audio of it.
No,
There is
because
footage. Yeah,
But
There
not
is
the-
footage?
audio.
of
No
the
audio.
word.
no audio.
Oh,
Yeah, because our friends were running back because
Yeah.
they knew that like they're
You
like
should've
she's not
put
gonna
your
bite.
phone on like record just to
No,
hear the
yeah.
words.
I don't think you wanted to hear what he said because it made no sense. Yeah, it
What
made no
is
sense.
you were like, mm-hmm.
She cried too. So
I did because
Oh.
I was just watching him bawl his eyes out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this must be so hard for him. So it made me cry.
Aw.
And then I just said yes, and then I was like, okay, let's get out of here. Like this is
Yeah.
a lot of
So
attention.
wait, you said yes, and then did you like kiss, or did you pick her up and spin around like in the movies, or she just said yes, and then you put the the ring on? That's what you do, right?
What did we
She
do
said yes, put the ring, and then we kissed for the
for
first
the
time.
first time?
Oh.
We're
You
joking. We're
liars.
joking.
I feel like my right knee is the move, man. I feel like it'll be easier. Like this feels awkward.
Just go on both knees and have the ring on your mouth.
No, don't
what
do
if
that.
I just
Don't
go
do
on my
that.
stomach and I do
Don't
like
do that.
I do like a half moon kind of proposal?
Or you could just be normal about it and just
True.
go on one knee and then just make it normal.
The any knee is fine. I
I
need to
don't
know these
know.
things.
You could Google it. What's the right knee for?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
let's
know.
see
The right knee
if it
is this
signifies
right knee.
anything.
This is the left knee. The right knee.
What's the correct knee?
Oh, I don't
The
know.
right knee is the correct knee because it's right.
Your left knee should be on the ground.
Dang
Left
it.
knee.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
So I told
practice
you.
that.
So you should practice. You want to practice right now for
But-
everyone watching?
Yeah, let me try.
Oh, and then
Okay.
children have kidneys.
Okay, Alex is gonna practice his.
Oh, this feels so right. What's the significance? Why?
It just says. It's
'Cause you can take off
traditional.
running with that one.
The ring box should be in your left hand.
You can take
and
off
the box
running.
should be opened with your right hand.
Even with that, it feels
Wait,
like it
flip
should be
the other
like
way, the other way.
this.
No, it says your left knee should be on the ground.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that.
Oh, that's
Yes.
you did it wrong.
And then
No, I did it right.
Oh, you put left knee down.
I did this.
For everyone. Oh, okay. They're on the ground right now for everyone listening.
Okay. I think I had it wrong in my head. I was thinking, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's perfect. That's what I
Yeah.
want. Okay.
But yeah.
Anything else I should know?
No, that's it. You know, just enjoy the
Be
day.
yourself. Yeah, enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the moment,
Yeah.
dude. Do it as soon as possible. If the day of, just do it. Because I had to wait all day. That thing, I think I cried so much because I was just so stressed out.
You
He
were
was
anxious
really
really
all day. Like,
stressed. Yeah.
Oh, so morning is better.
And then after that, good luck wedding planning.
Oh yeah. How long was your engagement?
2
That
years?
was 2 years.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good. I think longer
joke.
engagements is good. Because
Yeah.
like in my head, if I'm engaged, I'm pretty much married. We just haven't done the ceremony, but the question's been asked,
Yeah.
and we're married. We just
Mhm.
don't have it legal yet.
Yeah, marriage is just like a giant party for your friends and family.
Yeah.
And yourself, I guess.
It should be for the couple, you
It's
know.
used mostly for the couple.
so you
but
guys
it
enjoy
felt
it.
like a whole party for everybody.
Yeah.
Any other tips? Like any tips? Like engagement, like definitely get a planner. Don't spend as much on this. You can spend on any tips
For wedding planning,
just for anything marriage related.
wedding planner does help. They help. They just take the load off. For like, if you want this, they can just be like, "Oh, okay, here's options," and then here, what do you want? And then the day of the day of the wedding, the planner is so clutch,
Needed. Okay,
so
good.
clutch.
They're like coordinating like a like a
Yes.
captain in
Yeah.
football.
Yes,
Quarterback?
it made our wedding so good. Shout outs to Ashley, son. Thank you so
yeah,
much
thanks,
for
Ashley.
making
She's the best.
the best wedding possible, but just made everything very seamless.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the beginning of your relationship, when you first start dating, what were those beginning problems? Because if you ask me and Alex, we're still in the dating phase, but ours was communication. Like we had to work on that, and we're a lot better now.
Mhm.
But what were the early problems where you're like, oh, with like yours for her and yours for him?
I think time, just because we were long distance, we're just finding time
Yeah.
to talk to each other, finding time to just communicate and just talk.
You didn't have any separate, like you're like, oh, he worked on this, but it was a problem at the beginning, and same for her. Or you guys just clicked right away and you never had any problems.
No, we weren't perfect, but I think it was maybe like for on our end, Roy learning to compromise and like work together on things, especially like when he was doing guava juice and he was working by himself, like making those decisions and just remembering like to consider how it would also affect me.
Yeah,
Or something that
I'm
I would
working on
hope
that
for.
now, too.
Yeah. And then for me, like, I don't know, he like barely gets mad at me. He only got mad at me like one time in our relationship.
Mm.
And that was because was really hesitant for him to meet my parents. But that was kind of it. Other than that,
Can we dive
work
into
on
that? We
that.
shouldn't.
The what?
Like, why were you hesitant about that?
Oh, it was just me.
Was
I
it
have-
early in the relationship or something?
No,
It was like half a year to a year into the relationship.
We don't have to talk about it.
no, it's fine. It really was just like I was just uncomfortable. I'd never brought anyone back, so I was just nervous about it.
So what? Why were you bothered by that?
I just wanted to meet her family.
Yeah,
Because
he-
family's so important.
Yeah, for him, it's
Mhm.
like very
Yeah.
important.
So okay, let's not talk about the biggest fight, but what was the reason behind the biggest fight? Like communication or overreaction or anything like that? Do you know what your biggest fight was in your heads?
Anxiety, stress.
Anxiety. Oh, stress.
I don't know.
Do you know? Are you guys thinking of the same instance?
I don't know. We haven't had like one huge
Oh.
like fight. I think it's usually just like we'll notice we're on different pages, or like I typically like to communicate right then and there, and I'm
Oh, me
very
too.
straightforward with what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys are similar like that, I know. And then
No, I like yours. I like to
You like me?
talk about it right away.
oh yeah. So we're similar like that, and then Roy likes to like process and everything.
And that's Alexis.
Mm.
Yeah. But then I used to get mad, like waiting. I'm like, I want to talk about this right now.
Yeah.
But I've learned to just, learn to be patient and give him
too.
the time. And then he's learned to be a little bit quicker in communicating.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what we did.
What?
Me and Alexis, like she's learning to at least let me know what she's upset about before she goes to process.
Mm.
Because that's what sucked. Just not knowing what the problem was.
Yeah.
And then when she comes back, she's processed. She has everything she wants to say. And then I'm just learning everything for the first time. So then I have to go so it was just like, it's just better to at least let me know. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
We're like, you guys.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of want to talk to Alexis to see how she does it. It's
Does what?
How's your processing going?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Whenever you get in an
So what
argument.
was the reason you wanted to go off and process? Just to make sure you don't say anything wrong? Or you just
I
wanted
just
to
didn't
think
know how
all the
to
scenarios out?
word things correctly rather than like communicating through emotions and through anger. I
Mhm.
just didn't want to say things I didn't mean
Yeah.
in that moment. And it takes
Yeah.
a while for me to kind of calm down and process these words.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just me. And it's gone faster. So what you said, instead of waiting like a month, I can do it in 30 minutes now.
A month?
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh
kidding.
my gosh. I was like,
He would need a lot of time to process.
days?
Like
or
a 1 day max.
1 day.
One
Oh, yeah,
day,
1
but
day is
for me
good.
that felt like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I would prefer like a few hours. I'm like, okay, like just like focus on this for a few hours and then it shouldn't take a whole day.
Yeah. Communication, man. It's very important.
Huh. So what's do you have any kid names picked out? I know you're not thinking about kids or anything, but like any names picked out?
Not at the moment, no. I feel like maybe like if we do like get pregnant and go through that, then maybe we would, depending on like, we're all about vibes. I don't know if it just feels right, then
Mm-hmm.
so maybe we'll think of things at that time. But I feel like if we plan something, but then as we go through the process and then it just doesn't feel correct, we wouldn't want to attach a name to like our
But you
child.
don't have like a name that you're like, oh, this is what I've always liked this name, but I might see them and be like, oh, I'll change it. I want something. They look like this.
I think Roy had.
REI.
Yeah.
Like Ray?
Ray.
Oh, that's a cool, because yours is Roy with no Y.
Yeah.
So it's just
I don't
Ray
know.
with
It's just-
something different.
I just said it jokingly,
That
but
could be a
then
boy
we're
or a
like,
girl.
oh, we actually like this, but I don't know. It'll change. Things
Yeah.
change.
It could be a boy or a girl. Which one are you thinking?
Ray.
For a boy?
It could work for both.
It
Yeah,
could
it
work
could
for
work
both.
for both.
Oh yeah, very
Yeah.
cool names.
You should name the other ones Doe and me.
Do Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll do that. Thank you so
Or
much.
at least the first, like, it could be Doe, like, what's a name that, like, Donald or Donut, and then Ray, and then wait, Doe Ray, and then me, and then like Melissa or something, and that's May.
What?
Do Re Mi. You just have to start with those two letters, and then you can call them Do Re Mi.
Your thought
Do, re,
process
mi.
is wild, Alex.
Whoa.
The inside of your brain, I'm very curious as to what goes on.
It's just a bunch of little
inside.
Alexes running around, yelling and screaming.
Yeah. Oh, if your name's Madison, you could be my medicine. I'm like, what's happening?
I
now?
actually
It doesn't
picture
even
that
make
inside of
sense.
your brain.
That's crazy. I think I've always liked the name Addison just because I saw this little Asian kid at Chick-fil-A, and
It's a pretty name.
it was this little boy, this little Asian boy, and he was struggling to open the playground door. And his older sister, the little boy's probably like 3, she's probably like 5.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, and she opened the door. He's like, here you go, Addie. Okay, let's go. And I was like, Addie, is that his full name? And then she was like, oh, it's short for Addison. And I was like, oh, what? That's a cool name for a boy. And just Addie, that just sounds cool.
I mean, maybe we should limit the amount of time we're observing other children as a grown adult and then asking children about their names. It can come off as a little creepy.
No, I gave him some nuggets. I was like, hey,
That's
you want some
worse.
nuggets? What's your full name?
Oh, that's worse.
No.
He was trying to play in the playground.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. Just name your daughter Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to discuss that with Alexis.
All right.
Have a conversation and see what she thinks about that.
Is there any patterns that you would want to do? Like, our parents both did patterns. Like,
Oh,
his
yeah,
all
they
the
did.
R's.
Yeah, we thought about doing R and M's, but we'll see as it goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any like names that start with M that I would like at the moment, but
Yeah.
that was the only one that I was open to because I'm like, oh, that is kind of clever.
What is Ariel's real or first Rose?
Rose.
Ah, why did I know that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're all R's
Mm-hmm.
after.
Nobody.
Oh, you just
Random
decided
letter.
to be all R's because
Yeah.
your parents
Just
are
went
A
with
and
all
G.
ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So just randomly R's.
Yeah.
Mine was all the girls were M for my mom, Maribel, and then all the guys were A's for Adam. I don't know if
that's
I want to
nice.
put that constriction on, but I do like Addison and August. I like the name August.
Mm-hmm. That's my birth month. It's pretty good.
No.
My sister recommended a name for a boy, August, because I was born in August. And then she suggested if it was a girl, it's Nova Ember for November, because that's
I
her
like
birth
that one.
month.
Nova?
She called us randomly to tell us
I was like,
that.
what?
We were laughing. We're like, thank you.
Well, then you got to do another month if you do that.
June.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
I
that's not
heard
bad.
there's a song
What?
about that one.
What if we have 12 kids and name them all the months? All right, never mind.
12
I
kids.
feel like I saw my
kidding, I'm
life
kidding.
flash
What's
Yeah.
before
the
my
most
eyes.
amount of kids that have been had at once? Like 8?
No,
Or like 6?
those are placed 3
3?
triplets.
That's the most that's ever been had?
I don't think
No.
so.
There has to be quad.
Quads, maybe quads.
How about? I bet there's been 5, at least 5.
Because the Octomom, they injected more eggs, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, the South African woman reportedly gave birth to 10 babies
At one time?
in a new record. Yeah.
Oh, she's a
10
champ.
babies?
Oh
Wow. That's like
I think you guys
strength.
can beat it.
Yeah.
boy. Oh.
You?
I think you guys can beat it.
I would.
Mm-mm.
One at a time would be wonderful. That's already a lot.
So if you had 3, you'd rather have 3 separate ones or 3 at once, or 2 at once and then another one.
I feel like the max at once would be 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see if I could tolerate that. And then 2 would be fine. More
Yeah.
than 2, carrying that at one time sounds crazy.
How many kids do we want?
I feel like at least more than 1.
Yeah.
But if I really hate the first time, then just 1.
All right, cool with that too.
Why more than 1?
Just so they can have a sibling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I was like, we gotta have at least 2 in case we're like, go play with the other one. Like, kind of like give
Make
me
them
some
babysit
space. You're
each
so
other.
clingy. Like,
Yeah. Nothing wrong with like single kids.
No, yeah. That's
It's
just something
just-
that works for us or
Yeah.
what we want. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's
do you,
crazy.
Do you know us better now? Do you know Monette better now after this talk?
I
or-
do. I'm surprised about your take on things during the breakup because I never thought about how other people saw it or viewed it. Like fans, I bet. Like I know we made like
Oh, we broke a lot of people.
so many
I'm so
people
sorry.
that
You guys
day.
did,
People
yeah.
cried.
Mhm.
Like probably, I don't know, not a million. Probably tens of thousands of people cried.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
like
think a million. At
I
least
feel
1
like a
million.
you
million.
think
Maybe.
actually cried like tears, not
Yeah.
just tight texted sad comments.
Okay,
I-
maybe like 400,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I bet. Okay,
okay.
hundreds of thousands. I bet they're in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
like one tear fell. Like,
Yeah.
that counts.
It was a very sad moment, you guys breaking up, and it was very big. It was a
I
big
think
deal.
we didn't have time to be sad because we were just went into competitive
Yeah.
mode. We
I
both
know.
were like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go. You think I can't take wasabi by myself? And you're like, you think you could do wasabi without me? I can beat wasabi. And I was like, I could do this by myself too. Ah!
It worked.
So it did
It
work.
worked so well.
You guys were so competitive.
I was so scared though because I
Yeah.
never do. I hate being by myself. I've never lived alone. I've had probably like 10 roommates in my life because I never wanted to live alone. So I was like, oh, it's a lot of responsibility. And I was like, oh. Even in school, like I did bad because I was by myself. If I had a teammate in school, maybe I'd be better.
Bro, I was scared because I was trying to survive. I was like, shit, Monette was right. Monette was right. I shouldn't
Oh.
have left. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, then it's like,
Yeah,
wow.
it
yeah,
worked
yeah.
out.
Gosh.
Me too.
I don't know. It's like I believed in you, but it just like I'm so like into stability,
It's the
and like
highest
that was such a big risk.
That's a
yeah,
big
it was
gamble.
a big risk.
Huge gamble.
Yeah,
I actually failed.
Did you?
On my own because I didn't continue what wasabi was.
Oh,
I was doing vlogs on the side. I had more fun doing vlogs. I was getting a lot of views too. So I just gave up on what we were. And I was like, I'm going to turn it into a vlog channel because that's what I'm good at. Improv, just every day, just being myself. And it worked out. But initially I did fail at keeping what we were doing alive. And I just changed it. So now we're back to what we're doing, but like at the top, highest quality, highest production. We got a team, we got a director, we got a writer, we got a producer, we got props department, we got studio, we got more than one light, not just the sun.
But
So-
ultimately, it all comes down to personality. And that's why
Yo.
they're here for us.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You guys have great personalities, both of you. Wonderful.
Really?
Yeah, I said it sarcastically, but I know.
Oh, okay.
Well, I learned a lot today.
I did too. Thanks for joining the podcast.
Yeah.
We really appreciate taking the time.
Of course.
We were thinking, we don't want to use you or make you feel used, but
Okay.
if you could join us on the main channel for wife versus girlfriend on the versus challenge, that'd be cool.
I mean, I'm here already.
Let's go.
All right.
Can you feed me lunch?
Yeah, I got you. I'll use Alex's card.
Okay. Thanks, Alex.
Oh yeah.
All right. See you next time. I'm Alex.
I'm Roi.
That's Monette.
Okay.
Bye.